beast! Ah!
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Not the Bees, the Nicolas Cage filmography podcast. I am Megs.
I'm Elizabeth.
And this week we watched 2017's Arsenal, which stars Nick Cage, John Cusack, and Adam Grenier. I don't really know how to pronounce his name. And it is a story about two brothers, Mikey and JP. They've only ever had each other to rely on growing up, and as adults, JP finds success as the owner of a construction company, and Mikey is a small-time mobster. When Mikey is kidnapped and held for ransom by a ruthless crime boss named Eddie, JP turns to the brothers' old pal Sal, who is played by John Cusack, who is a plainclothes detective, for help. JP must risk everything and unleash his vengeance against Eddie King's relentless army of gangsters to rescue his brother. This only has a 3% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it doesn't sound like much. I think that you and I both watched this movie and were a bit surprised by it. It was better than we were expecting. So we open on the young brothers, Mikey and JP. They are very young. I don't know the exact age gap between them, but it's clear that Mikey is mid to late teens, maybe 16, 17. JP is probably somewhere maybe around like 12, 11 or 12, something like that. There's a decent age gap between them. They're typical boys in the South. They're poor. They live with an uncle. Mikey takes care of JP, but he won't, for some reason, when they go to the arcade every day after school, he won't give him any quarters to play the game. Until one day, Mikey gets home from school before JP, just by like minutes. And he finds that their uncle has shot himself with a shotgun in the living room. So he leaves the house. He sees JP coming up. He immediately sends him away from the house with all of his quarters, says, go to the arcade, play video games on me. So we learn that Mikey from here ends up going to work for a local crime boss named Eddie, who is played by Nick Cage, as a teenager, and gave JP a lawnmower at some point so that he could have a job and make some money. Like, the lawnmower is yours. The money that you make from it is yours. We fast forward, I think, maybe 20, 30 years. It's not really sure how much time has passed. Mikey went into the Marines, but was just charged for behavior. JP has now a successful lawn or landscape realty type business, something in construction, but it's not entirely clear. But the lawnmower is key. So something to do with landscaping, I think. JP does try to offer Mikey a job, but Mikey turns it down and said he, borrowed $10,000. He said his kid needed braces, but then he decided to buy a brick of cocaine and try to flip it for $20,000, but he ended up getting jacked for it. Mikey tries to get the drugs back. He recognized the getaway car from the guys that jacked him. He used to play with them on a community baseball team. The guy no longer had the drugs or the money for them. So then Mikey goes to see Eddie, but Eddie tries to hatch this idea to do like a fake ransom from Mikey to JP for $350,000, which is what it's estimated that JP's business is worth. Mikey refuses, so Eddie kidnaps him for real. JP starts working with a cop buddy named Sal, who's played again by John Cusack, to try to connect him to where Mikey could be, while he also has his business partner liquidate everything that they can from the business to try to get this money. Meanwhile, Eddie's brother, Buddy, shows up and confronts him about the kidnapping. He takes him to a kill room with the intent to kill Eddie, but Eddie's right-hand man, Luca, is there to kill Buddy's guy, and then there's a really amazing scene where Eddie beats Buddy, his brother, to death. Fun fact, Buddy is played by Nicolas Cage's real-life brother, Christopher Coppola. So,
I did not know that.
Well, now you do. So, now JP has the money. Eddie calls to set up the drop. JP says that he wants to hear Mikey to make sure that he's alive. While Eddie is on this call, Luca, Eddie's right hand, who knows Mikey from when they both worked for Eddie, tells Mikey that when JP hands over the money, Eddie is going to kill them both. So when Eddie does bring the phone in with JP on the line, Mikey tells him when this is over, they'll go play video games on him. JP understands that it's a code for something bad. He doesn't do the drop. Eddie ups the stakes for the kidnapping by kidnapping Mikey's daughter, JP's niece. So now JP has to go. He gets to Mikey first, tells him that they're going to kill everyone. Mikey's totally good with that. They bust into the billiard hall that Eddie is in, and they kill everyone. And now it's the end. JP is having a cookout. Mikey, his daughter, and his shitty ex-wife have corrected all of their behavior. Everything is good. Nobody went to jail. The end. I expected this movie to be terrible, and there are definitely problems with it. But I actually rather enjoyed it. What about you?
I really liked it. I was shocked and surprised at how much I liked it, actually. I went into it expecting it to be garbage because this was the second of three films that we could not stream and ended up having to buy a copy on eBay.
And for the fact that this was from 2017, that's weird.
Yes. Because we had to buy a physical copy, I was certain this was going to be garbage.
I was too.
Pleasantly surprised that it was not.
Yeah, I am too. I don't know if I would say that this is a good movie, but it is watchable. It is enjoyable. The pacing is well done. I thought that the editing was very good.
Yes.
Despite the fact that I was very uncomfortable with John Cusack's appearance, because like he was wearing, like, I'm used to seeing John Cusack in khakis or jeans and like a button down. Like, I don't see him really in regular day clothes. And for the fact that this is, first of all, supposed to take place in Louisiana.
No, it's Biloxi, Mississippi.
Or Mississippi. I'm sorry. You're right. But I only assumed Katrina because there was a line that Adam Grenier said. He's like, Katrina didn't force us out. Neither will this. Anyways, either way, they're in the Gulf.
Biloxi was hit really hard. Biloxi was hit really hard by Katrina.
Yes, it was. Either way, they're in the Gulf. And the only attempt at a Southern accent by anyone on the cast was the very first spoken sentence by Adam Grenier at the very beginning of the film. And I think that was a smart choice because none of them are from Mississippi. I also, like, again, this was a fun movie. It really is a fun movie. Like, there are elements to it that remind me very much of Shoot 'Em Up with Clive Owen about the baby.
I don't think I've seen that. No.
You should. Oh, it's super fun. You get a kick out of it. It reminded me of that, but there's also a lot, like an egregious amount of slow-mo action scenes, and it felt like they were giving like Sucker Punch, like Zack Snyder vibes.
Yeah.
And like it was gratuitous. It was gratuitous slow-mo that was not necessary. While it was cool, it was overused. It was a technique that was well overused in this movie.
How do we feel about Nick Cage being a bad guy? Because
I love when he's a bad guy.
We don't see him be the bad guy very often.
We don't see him be the bad guy, but you know what? I wouldn't necessarily call him, the bad. Yes, he is the antagonist in this movie, but his character has depth, right? Because Buddy is his older brother, and Buddy brought him into this, and the little area in Mississippi that Eddie runs was given to him by Buddy, but Buddy's always thought he was a fuck up, which is why he's going to kill him because of this botched kidnapping scheme. And like, so there's a certain depth to his character. Yes. He's still a bad guy, but I fucking love when he plays a bad guy. It's not the first time I've seen him play a bad guy, and I love it when he does that. I feel like it really opens up something in him.
It's not the first time I've seen him play the bad guy, but it's very rare. And I thought it was a delight. I thought he feels freer than when he's playing the antagonist, or the protagonist rather. He feels a little looser. I thought his portrayal was fantastic.
No, I also very much enjoyed it. I think it was, when I think of mob boss, like unhinged mob boss, like that's kind of what I think of. So for me, I thought his portrayal of that role was spot on. And again, I'm not a fan of Adam Grenier. I'm really not. I don't like his work. I think he's very he's like oatmeal. He's like the color beige. He's not. I'm sorry. I know that probably sounds cruel, and I don't mean it to be that. It's just I've never seen a character that wasn't the same. It's always the same character. It's always some douche canoe that does this, that, or the other thing. And sometimes it's actiony, and sometimes it's very douchey, and sometimes it's boy next door, but it's all relatively the same. He's very one dimensional. He's like cardboard. I don't know. He's like cardboard. I don't know.
I don't disagree.
I feel awful kind of saying that, but yeah, I mean, otherwise, like I said, this movie is fun. There's a lot of action in it that's really good. It's very gritty. The color palette is very dark. There's a lot of shadow in it, which I always appreciate. I appreciate shadow play. It tells me that someone knows what they're doing. Maybe they don't, understand that not all of the slow-mo needs to be slow-mo, but, otherwise, as far as like the direction, that's really my only complaint is the slow motion. I think the writing was good. I think the acting was good. I think it's well edited. I think it's well paced. It's a nice little hour and a half thrill ride.
I agree with all of that. I thought it was really a lot better than I had anticipated or that it has any right to be.
Agreed.
The color palette is really good, like you said. I thought the younger version of Mikey and JP, the little kids, I thought were really good.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed this film.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really have anything other than a couple of technical things that I disliked about it. It hit pretty much I mean, we could talk about Nick Cage's prosthetics if you want. His nose.
We can talk about his nose, yes. The film is a lot bloodier than I anticipated going in.
Yeah.
It is very violent. It is very blood-soaked. There's a lot of Caro syrup in this film is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, if you like realistic type blood situations in your action movies, like, I think you and I both appreciate. It's not on a level that I would say is gore, but it's definitely fucking graphic. You'd like it, listener. I think you'd like it.
Yeah, I agree. Let's talk about Nicolas Cage's prosthetic nose. It's huge.
It's fucking enormous. Like, it reminds me of, like, a Prospero nose. Like, stop it. Was he just, like, was the costume department like, listen, or was it his idea? Did he just walk in there one day and be like, listen, I want the biggest fucking nose you have in wardrobe right now. Let's see if it works.
Who knows?
Who knows? It could be part of his
the nose
nouveau shamanic. The nose knows. The nose does know. That's hilarious. His wig was also amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
His whole costume, like, he looks like someone wanted to impersonate Elvis in the 70s.
Yeah, he does. That is a really apt description.
He's got the big collars, the giant cuffs on his shirt.
Brightly colored button-down shirts under his suits.
Button-down, very loud, very pretentious wardrobe.
Yes. Gold chains, eyeglasses, it's so well done. It's so well done. And honestly, like, I had to rewind the scene where he ends up killing Buddy in the room that Buddy was going to kill him in. Because I was like, this is a symphony. Let me go back and watch this again. It was so good.
Yeah.
It was really, really good.
So what would we give the overall film? Surprised as we were by it.
Surprised as we were. If I had to give the film an overall score, and I mean, I'm sorry, audience, at least the people that have rated this on Rotten Tomatoes, because the audience score is 18% versus the 3% tomato meter. But I think I would give this movie a B. It's not great. But it's the enjoyment factor sort of makes up for all of the things that are very silly about it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think this is a solid B effort. I don't think that it is as bad as everyone made it out to be. But I feel like I say that every goddamn episode that we do. Every episode that we do, whether it's Ghost Rider or Arsenal or, I feel like I'm always coming into it going like, I was told this was a pile of shit, but it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we're broken, maybe we're wrong, I don't know, but I feel like the reason that we enjoy the movies that we're watching that we've been told that we shouldn't enjoy is because we genuinely enjoy the art that Nicolas Cage creates.
Yes.
I think there is an immense beauty in the adaptability that he has in everything that he does. We've seen him now in so many different roles, playing so many different characters, and none of them really feel the same. I mean, is he someone that necessarily takes me out of reality when I watch his movies? Not always. Most of the time, probably not. I always know that it's Nick Cage that I'm watching. But to be genuinely fair to every actor and actress in every film that I've seen, it's very difficult for me to get to a place where I feel like I'm totally immersed in the story anyways, but I try. That's anytime that I watch something new, my introduction to it, my going in, my first foot in is I'm going to find something about this that I respect. And I'm going to find something about it that I enjoy. To this day, there's really only one movie I've ever seen that was irredeemable in my eyes. And it's not a Nicolas Cage movie. Splice.
Never saw it.
Oh, you're lucky. It's the worst movie I've ever seen. It's absolutely terrible. And to just divert for a second, if I can tell you in a nutshell, it's about I think they're married couple. One of them is Adrian Brody. That's the only reason I watched it. And they're working, I think, on trying to clone organs, like a cloning farm for organs for like medical purposes. But they end up somehow creating a creature from multiple different fucking animals. I don't know. And human DNA, that was apparently the missing ingredient. And it's just bad. It's really bad. And there are really horrible things that happen in it. And there are times when I think about that movie and just like, I want to watch that movie with someone who's never seen it before, just so that they can understand the level of horrible that movie is, because someone read that script and decided to greenlight it, and then they fucking farmed it out to be cast. And then it was produced. And then it was released to the general. No. That movie is a crime. Tangent over. Don't watch Splice. I'm done now.
That movie is a crime.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
So if we're going to give Arsenal a B, what would we give the caginess of it?
I mean, I'm pretty sure that it's A++. Like, that's my opinion.
I would say it's a solid A. I wouldn't give it the plus.
Just an A. Treating. Not even with the slow-mo scene of him beating his movie brother, who in real life is his actual brother, to death in a clean room.
No.
You wouldn't call that an A++? Okay.
No.
That's fine. You know what? We can call it an A. We'll do that. It's still an A regardless. That scene is just symphonic. Should be required watching. Should be taught in high school. I'm lying. That's stupid. But yeah, there you have it, folks. We have an A-rated movie, or a B-rated movie and an A-rated Nick Cage performance. I think solid thumbs up from me and Elizabeth. But let us know what you think in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Did you like this movie? Did you hate this movie? Are you now going to watch this movie because of what we've talked about? Also, if you want to follow along with us on socials, you can see us on Instagram at NotTheBeesPod. And if you want to help us out and kick us a few bucks, if you like what we're doing, you can find us on patreon.com/NotTheBees. We would love for you to follow along and engage with us. But I think that's it for us.
That's it.
So for this week, I've been Megs.
I'm Elizabeth.
And we will see you next time.